Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nekopon. How is everyone doing? Have you been working on the new Act of Reality chapters? Did you notice the hard mode is particularly easy this time? It might be a good time to gather those crystals while it's still easy. Today we have a brand new grimoire called Backlit Longing featuring a Gretel Paladin. This one's available from March 25th through April 7th, and this is not a step banner. Unfortunately, it's another one for Paladins, and it has been quite an expensive month for you guys. I'm so sorry about that. So let's start by looking at the class itself. As usual, because this is a Paladin class, with the Arcana you get a total of 700 magic attack, which is a lot. We also get 100 magic defense and 100 HP. Gretel Paladin will eventually be in the general pool because this is not really a special class, so if you do miss out on it this time, you will have a chance to get it again in the future. Honestly, the 700 magic attack for Paladins is kind of hard to just not roll on, and on top of that, the polearm is looking pretty good. This one is called Spear of Delusion, and it's a 19 cost water polearm with a total points of 77. It is the highest magic attack spear in the game right now, and it also has Dauntless Courage too. The primary skill here is Evil Hail on slot 3 that deals great magical damage to 1-2 enemies, and it also slightly reduces the enemy's magical attack. Again, the support skill here is Dauntless Courage too. This is definitely the star here and is a must-have for Paladins. If this is something that you can limit break right now, or you have extra medals to claim for, it's actually a really good spear to have. In JP it was actually a 6122 points with DC 1, but for some reason for global they buffed it up like crazy. So now this is one of the best looking weapons I've ever seen attached to a class before. Next we have the hammer. This one is called Cursed Hammer and is an 18 cost water hammer with a total points of 6627. The primary skill here is different for Story and Coliseum. For Story, this one's called Masochist's Banishment Water. Deals great physical damage to 1-2 enemies and deals 150% damage when the enemy is human type. And in Coliseum, it has Hailstorm of Defense 3 that deals great physical damage to 1-2 enemies and slightly reduces the enemy's P-Def. The Coliseum support is P-Def debuff 2. This hammer is not a particularly high physical attack hammer, and it also doesn't have a great support skill, although it is actually LL-able in JP and the support skill turns into Dauntless Courage 2, but I'm not sure when we will be getting LL weapons, so I wouldn't count on that. In general, I feel like this is a skip for crushers for now because everything in this banner will go into the general pool. The next weapon we have is a staff. This one's called the Beheaded General Staff with a total points of 6638. The primary skill is Breath of Assault 3 that greatly restores HP to 1-2 allies and slightly increases the allies' P attack. The Coliseum support skill is Recovery Support 2. This is a really good staff for guilds with more physical vanguards. It's a 1.5 target staff that will eventually be replaced with a 2 target staff over the course of the next few months probably. It's really good for those that are still trying to replace their single target staffs if you still have some on your grid. But at this point, you might want to wait for the spec or collab banner to see if they have a 2 target staff in there instead, which would have much more longevity than this staff. Overall, it's still a very solid staff with high physical defense and recovery support too, but the only reason why I would say not to get it is because we're still waiting to fill out our grids with 2 target staffs. The next one we have is the instrument. The instrument is called Voice in the Darkness with a total points of 6628. This is an 18 cost water instrument. The primary skill here is Warrior's Rondo 3 that greatly increases the physical attack of 1-2 allies. The Coliseum support skill is Weapon Repair 2. The chance to increase physical attack and magical attack of an ally in the vanguard when giving support. Actually, the stats on this instrument is pretty good. It's 9th in P attack and 7th in P def for all instruments. It's a good instrument for guilds that are again running a lot of physical vanguards. While weapon repair is pretty good, I still think it's probably better to have support boon 2 in my opinion. So in this case, I think this is a very situational weapon for those with a lot of physical in their guild. Otherwise, if your team is actually mostly magical, this weapon doesn't need to be considered at all. And at this point, like the staff, I feel the same way that I would want to see what's in the spec or collab banners coming up instead of rolling on this one because I think that's going to be something really good. Overall, for the banner, my review for it, it's just a must-have for Paladins, but not for everyone else. Just a reminder that everything will be in the general pool. Also, there'll be no new items for exchange for Medal of Desires 3 after this banner, so feel free to start thinking about how you want to spend your Medal of Desires. Maybe you want to roll a few more times to round out your exchanges, stuff like that. It's always fun to do at the end of the month. And lastly, I'm still excited for the collab and spec banners coming up. I'm really expecting them to be quite amazing because they've been buffing pretty much everything we have, and they're pushing us along closer to JP faster and faster every day. The growth rate of the power creep is just crazy right now. That is all for today. Good luck to everyone who's going to be rolling on this banner. What did you think about the new banner? Are you going to save your crystals for the collab and the spec banner instead? Let me know in the comments below. As usual, the Royal Creator Support campaign is still happening. Just fill out the questionnaire linked below for a chance to win 100 Twilight Crystals. Have fun with the new updates, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!